Welcome everyone. It is our 7th annual Pearl Gala event. My name is Rauhi Saeed. I'm an IMAA staff member, but tonight I'll be your MC. I'd like you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy because tonight we have a few speakers and videos lined up highlighting the work and mission of IMAA. Following our program, we will have a musical performance featuring FERNANDO UFRET. You can still purchase your tickets by going to IMAA.net or clicking on the link in the comment section below. Now, without further ado, help me welcome our Executive Director, Armin Badimlich. On the link in the comment section below. Now, without further ado, help me welcome our Executive Director, Armin Badimlich.
And I am humbled to be privileged to welcome to the 7th annual
without further ado, help me welcome our Executive Director, Armin Badimlich.
Joining us virtually
in the comment section
to the 7th annual
without further ado,
be comfortably watching. As we honor IMA's mission of building bridges between cultures by empowering individuals to create diverse, inclusive, and equitable community. This event has been made possible by dedicated work of IMA staff, members of the IMA Board of Directors, and volunteers. Thank you all for your dedicated work. Now it is time to recognize our event sponsors and donors. Members of the IMA Board of Directors and volunteers. Hawkins, Ash, thank you all for your dedicated work. Northgate Imports. Now it is time to recognize our event sponsors and donors. Members of the IMA Board of Directors and volunteers. Hawkins, Ash, thank you all for your dedicated work. Northgate Imports. Now it is time to recognize our event sponsors and donors. Members of the IMA Board of Directors and volunteers. Hawkins, Ash, thank you all for your dedicated Northgate Imports. Now it is time to recognize our event sponsors and donors. Members of the Board of Directors and volunteers. Hawkins, Ash, thank you all for your dedicated Northgate Imports. Now it is time to recognize our event sponsors and donors. Members of the Board of Directors and volunteers. Hawkins, Ash, thank you all for your dedicated Northgate Imports. Now it is time to recognize our event sponsors and donors. Online at www.imaa.net or simply by mailing us a check. We live in a world where there are a lot of misjudgments and misconceptions about refugees and immigrants. At IMAA, we show compassion and respect to all of our clients, no matter where they come from. This year, with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, we truly stepped up and lived our organizational values to the fullest. IMA immediately became part of the larger community response to COVID-19 crisis. Organizational values to the fullest. With our community partners, immediately became part of the larger community response to COVID-19 crisis. Organizational values to the fullest. With our community partners, immediately became part of the larger community response to COVID-19 crisis. Organizational values to the fullest. With our community partners, immediately became part of the larger community response to COVID-19 crisis. Digital equity and access to early childhood education. So, what have we learned about ourselves during this pandemic? We learned that doing the right thing and taking care of each other matters, that living our organizational values in spirit of our mission matters, and that doing it together with everybody in our community matters. It truly is this ability to adapt quickly when facing new challenges and times of uncertainty that makes IMAA resilient. As a result, we are a stronger, more sustainable organization that continues to serve those with the most need in our community. Speaking of resiliency, I want to introduce you to a very despite facing great adversity, trauma, stress, and life-threatening moments. It is a story of a man who escaped from Cameroon, resettled in Rochester, and got paired with a Bible study group in the community through our match program. Please sit back and tune in for this moving story.
To that question is what has transformed my life, that has brought me from nothing to something. It all started by me meeting the match coordinator who introduced me to the match group, and this has been a wonderful success to me, moving me from a level to another level each day. The people, they have impacted my life socially, morally, economically, and financially. They have been more than a family. They have been more than what I have made. They have experienced wonderful love, and they have been able to introduce me to the culture of America.
The match program pairs community volunteers with refugee and immigrant families in a cultural exchange and friendship. By providing practical help, support, knowledge about American culture, volunteers are helping families to become more integrated into the community and more socially connected.
I think the match program has also been a great opportunity for us to be a friend to someone who otherwise would not have developed a friendship with. I think it's also allowed us to be able to help someone and really serve the community and kind of the greater world in a sense.
One Bible study actually had called me one day and was interested in the match program, and not a week later, Christian came into my office, and I remember him sitting in the chair, and I could just see the loss of hope and despair that was in his faces and in his eyes. And you know, as he was sharing his story with me, and he was talking about how by God's miracle he was here in my office sitting, and I decided that this Bible study might be a great match for Christian, because maybe at this point in time he just needed to have some type of a spiritual and moral connection with somebody. And so therefore I had matched him with this Bible study group, and they have just been wonderful and amazing, and they have really helped him to better integrate into not only American culture, but just helping him out with a lot of the basic needs and necessities, and providing him with hope again.
Because when he came here, he really was very limited with what he had, and so we've been able to kind of coordinate not only with people within our small group, but just with other kind of community circles that we've been a part of, whether with residency groups or other Bible studies, other community groups. So that's been good to be able to, you know, help him get kitchen stuff and bedding and clothing and, you know, things that you realize you need once you're starting a home.
The main thing that I've really gained from my relationship with Christian is just a lot of perspective. You know, you see stuff on the news or in movies, and you don't really realize how real it is until you know, you get to know someone who's living those realities every day of their lives.
I might not be in Cameroon right now, but I can tell you that as we speak, at least one person is being shot. As we speak, there is one person struggling to run across the border for his life. As we speak right now, there is a woman hiding somewhere in the bush with children being shot. And as we speak, an orphan is being produced in Cameroon because the parents are being killed. As we speak, there are people who are running helter-skelter for their dear lives. So in a nutshell, I will tell you that the life in Cameroon is deplorable. So people in Cameroon are just enduring. Just hoping to see the breaking of another new day because of the long 4 years conflict in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon.
I can't imagine what it's like to move halfway around the world and try to go to work and live a normal life every day, wondering if you're going to be able to pick up the phone and whether your family is still even there on the other end or whether they've been slaughtered. It's just, you know, you think you have problems until you like really get to know people, and you know, I just have a lot more compassion and perspective.
Well, growing up as an Anglophone or as an English speaker in Cameroon has been through depression, suppression, It has been a life just trying to survive, and having grown up in such a life, I thought to one day come up with an umbrella that will advocate and speak for the people. For this reason, I started visiting orphanages. I was always going to prisons and trying to meet one or two persons. In 2016, when the problem in Cameroon became terrible, I came up with an umbrella where I began to gather people who had the same spirit like I did. And I started by creating a Facebook page, and under this Facebook page, I was always trying to advocate and to tell people how we need to, as Anglophones, come together and try to speak for those who were not having a voice in Cameroon. We decided to create the Voice of the Voiceless. And as to why the Voice of the Voiceless was created, the main of our organization is to, help orphans, internally displaced persons, widows, and also to make sure that we let them to be able to speak up for themselves. We have lost our essence of living in Cameroon, because growing up in Cameroon as an English speaker, you are practically a refugee in your country. The Voice of the Voiceless aim, first of all, is to be able to give these people a voice, to speak for themselves. That's the first step. And to give people a voice, the first thing, you don't just give them a voice, but you increase their standard of living by making sure that they have the basic necessity they need in their daily life. So we help to give them medication, we give them materials that they need, we give them foodstuffs, and we also try to put orphans together and then put a roof on their head. So basically, we deal with orphans, internally displaced persons, we deal with widows, we deal with the vulnerable and street children. That is why the Voice of the Voiceless exists, and that is what we have been doing for 4 years since creation.
We just can't even imagine what it would be like to just have to be planted in somewhere you've never really intended to live or plan to live, and just all the logistics that come with that, and what it would be like if you had nobody.
Welcome, everyone. It is our 7th annual Pearl Gala event. My name is Rauhi Saeed. I'm an IMAA staff member, but tonight I'll be your MC. I'd like you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because tonight we have a few speakers and videos lined up highlighting the work and mission of IMAA. Following our program, we will have a musical performance featuring FERNANDO UFRET. You can still purchase your tickets by going to imaa.net or clicking on the link in the comment section below. Now, without further ado, help me welcome our Executive Director, Armin Badimlich.
Good evening and welcome to the 7th annual IMAA Pearl Gala event. My name is Armin Badimlich, and I am humbled and privileged to serve as the Executive Director for the Intercultural Mutual Assistance Association. We are thrilled to have you here tonight, joining us virtually from your living room, home office, or wherever else you may be comfortably. Diverse, inclusive, and equitable community. This event has been made possible by dedicated work of IMA staff, members of the IMA Board of Directors, and volunteers.